Download this code from codegive.com, link in the description below. Creating a gradient border with rounded corners using CSS can be a visually appealing way to enhance the aesthetics of your web elements. While CSS does not support gradient borders directly, we can achieve this effect by using a combination of techniques involving pseudo-elements and background clips. Tutorial: Gradient border with border radius in CSS. Step 1. Understanding the concept. We will create a container element that will have a background with a gradient, and the actual border will be created using a pseudo-element, before or after. This pseudo-element will have the same size as the container but will be slightly larger to create the effect of a border. Step 2. HTML structure. We'll start with a simple HTML structure. For this example, we will create a div element to apply the gradient border. HTML. Doc type HTML. HTML lang equals n. Head. Meta charset equals UTF-8. Meta name equals viewport content equals width equals device width, initial scale equals 1.0. Title gradient border example / title. Link rel equals style sheet ref equals styles.css. / head. Body. Div class equals gradient border. h1 hello, world, /h1. This is an example of a gradient border with rounded corners /p. /div. /body. /html. Step 3. CSS styles. Now let's add the CSS styles to create the gradient border with rounded corners. CSS **styles.css** body, display, flex, justify content, center, align items, center, height, 100 vh, margin, 0, background color, F0 F0 F0. Gradient border. Position, relative. Padding, 20 px. Background color, white, / background color of the content */. Border radius, 15 px, / adjust this for the desired radius */. Z index, 1, / ensures this is on top of the pseudo-element */. Text align, center. Gradient border before. Content. Position, absolute. Top, -5 px, / adjust for border thickness */. Left, -5 px, / adjust for border thickness */. Right, -5 px, / adjust for border thickness */. Bottom, -5 px, / adjust for border thickness */. Background, linear gradient, 45 degrees, FF6B 6B, F0E 130, / gradient color */. Border radius, 20 px, / match this with the border radius of the main div */. Z index, -1, / places the pseudo-element behind the main element */. H1, p. Margin, 0. Explanation of CSS. 1. Container styles, gradient border. Position, relative, this allows the pseudo-element to be positioned relative to this element. Padding, adds space inside the container. Background color, sets the background color of the content area. Border radius, rounds the corners of the container. Z index, 1, ensures the content is above the gradient border. 2. Pseudo-element styles, gradient border before. Content, necessary for pseudo-elements. Position, absolute, positions the pseudo-element relative to the parent. Top, left, right, bottom, these properties set the size and position of the border effect. Background, linear gradient, applies the gradient. Border radius, matches the rounded corners of the main container. Z-index, -1, places the pseudo-element behind the main content. Result. When you open the HTML file in a web browser, you should see a box with a gradient border and rounded corners. The text inside the box will be clearly visible on a white background, with the gradient border giving it a stylish look. Customization. You can customize the following. Change the gradient colors in the background property of the pseudo-element. Adjust the border radius for more or less rounding. Modify the padding to change the space inside the box. This approach allows you to create stunning gradient borders that are both flexible and easy to implement with pure CSS. Creating a gradient border with rounded corners using CSS can be a visually appealing way to enhance your web design. While CSS doesn't allow you to directly apply a gradient to the border property, you can achieve this effect by using a combination of pseudo-elements and background clips. Here's a step-by-step tutorial on how to create a gradient border with rounded corners. Step 1. Basic HTML structure. First, let's set up a basic HTML structure. We'll create a simple div that will have the gradient border. HTML. Doc type HTML. HTML lang equals n. Head. Meta charset equals UTF-8. Meta name equals viewport content equals width equals device width, initial scale equals 1.0. Title gradient border example / title. Link rel equals style sheet ref equals styles.css. / head. Body. Div class equals gradient border. h1 hello, world, /h1. This is an example of a gradient border with rounded corners /p. /div. /body. /html. Step 2, CSS styling. Now, let's add the CSS styles to create the gradient border with rounded corners. CSS **styles.css** body, display, flex, justify content, center, align items, center, height, 100 vh, margin, 0, background color, F0 F0 F0, / background color of the page */ dot gradient border. Position, relative. Padding, 20 px. Border radius, 15 px, / rounded corners */. Background color, white, / background color of the content */. Box shadow, 04 px 20 px rgba, 0, 0, 0, 0.1, / optional shadow for depth */. Z-index, 1, / ensure this content is above the pseudo-element */. Dot gradient border before. Content, / required for pseudo-elements */. Position, absolute. Top, -5 px. Left, -5 px. Right, -5 px. Bottom, -5 px. Border radius, 20 px, / adjusted to make sure the border is rounded */. Background, linear gradient, 45 degrees, FF007F, 7A00FF, / gradient colors */. z-index, -1, / position behind the actual content */. Explanation of the code. 1 HTML structure, we have a simple div with a class of .gradient border that contains an h1 and ap. 2 CSS styling. The body is styled to center the content on the page with a light gray background. The .gradient border class applies padding, a white background, rounded corners, and an optional shadow to create depth. The colon before pseudo-element is used to create the gradient border effect. It is positioned absolutely relative to the .gradient border div, with a negative margin to extend beyond the edges of the content. The background property of the colon before pseudo-element is set to a linear gradient with two colors and angled at 45 degrees. Adjust the border radius of the colon before pseudo-element to ensure that it matches or exceeds the border radius of the content, creating a smooth rounded edge. Result. When you open the HTML file in a browser, you will see a white box with a gradient border and rounded corners. The content inside the box is clearly visible, and the gradient border adds an attractive design element. Customization. You can easily customize this example by changing the gradient colors in the linear gradient function, adjusting the border radius for different corner shapes, modifying the padding to increase or decrease the space around the content. Conclusion. This tutorial provides a simple way to create a gradient border with rounded corners using CSS. By utilizing pseudo-elements, you can achieve a variety of styles and effects to enhance your web design. Feel free to experiment with different gradients and styles to find the look that best fits your project.